Hello, it's Mary Lou here, and I have a new journal to share with you. This is a DT project for Nectaria from Nectar's Creations, and it's also, there are items in the journal that are from ThePaperedSoul, which is Laura's Etsy and YouTube channel. So let me explain a little bit. I'm going to put a lot of stuff down below, but I want to explain a little bit about the cover and the making of it, and then we can go through the journal. And I'm going to take my time and make sure you can see it all. I'll try not to make it too long, but I do have a lot to show you. The journal cover is made from a heavy-duty file folder that I cut to size, and the size is 9 by 6. It's a 2-inch spine. There's the back. Can you see that? It's big, so I'm having trouble keeping it all in frame. Okay. I then sewed some cotton fabric. Let me make sure you can see it. There's the cotton fabric. It's kind of a creamy color. Then I sewed on some lace. It's like a curtain. Okay. Then I sewed on, the whole cover is covered with this and with this and with this. So there's lots of layers. Actually, this one comes up only to here. That's right. The top part is covered with lace around here, this coral or peachy lace. Then I added, then I added this on. Okay, and underneath there's some more lace. I'll show you that in a minute. There's a crocheted flower here with a pearl that I sewed on and glued on. This is a vintage doily. This is some vintage lace. This is, I printed on fabric, so there's not only on the cover, but within the journal there are some cards that I made that are printed on fabric, and this is from Nectaria's kit. Then I added this lace trim as well. Okay, and there's lace down the spine, and then I covered it when I unfolded this way. There's little charm on a bulb or garment pin, whatever you like to call it. There's also lace here. I called this journal 2 Cottage Lane because it's Cottage Lane Volume 2 created by Nectaria, so I made it 2 Cottage Lane, so that's the address, I guess. There's eyelets and seam binding for ties. Let's go in. There are 120 plus pages. It's a good size chunky journal, but because it's a sort of soft cover, you can see it's squishy. It's sturdy because, of course, I put Tyvek in it, and it's 110-pound cardstock here. But, yeah, it's got lots more room, even though there's a lot in it. There's lace on the spines here inside, and there's This Journal Belongs To card there. Now, on the inside, you can see there is this fringy lace, which you know I love, and then there's this creamy white, beautifully embroidered lace on the inside there. So that's lots of layers of lace, and it's pretty. It's so pretty. I had fun working with all this lace. Okay, on the inside, on the first page, this is a doily that I received in a swap from Anna. She had already dyed it, so I just used it. All the pages are most all the pages are tea-dyed, including, you know, the printed pages that I used. Here's it was a tag that I had in my stash, and I just cut this out with a dye that I've used before, and glued it on there. So there's that with the lace. The fibers are from Laura's shop, and the lace is from my stash. And then this is a card from the kit. You'll see charms are attached along the edge. There's 4 of them here, plus the one here. And let me give you a view of that. I know I took pictures of it, so I'm not sure you'll be able to see it, but there's lots of fringe there. And there's lots of threads, because I didn't cut them or trim them. Okay, I did some stamping and some stenciling and sewing on the pages. So there you go. If you don't like them, you can remove them. Here's a page from the kit. It has been tea-dyed. And in the pocket, and there's one of the charms. It says blessed. I did some die cutting here. here's something I created from a piece in the kit, and it says, "This is where my story begins." And then there's this medium-sized tag. And there's a page from Edith Holden book with some berries. I noticed there were berries in the kit, so I thought, okay, that'll look good. I did some parchment paper again, and I put some things about roses and about cottages, because that's what this book is about, roses and cottages. Okay, here's one of the little pockets. Inside the pocket, it's a little blouse looking thing. There's a alteration tag from Laura's shop that I did some stickers and some lace and a book page, part of a book page, and one of the butterflies from the kit. And this is where that was supposed to go, but it didn't, so we'll put it in there now. That's a little space for an envelope, and inside all of the little small vellum envelopes is some tea-dyed papers. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in there, and that's where you'll find it. Okay, and that just sits right in here. Behind there, that lace that I trimmed everywhere, there's a guest ticket, a guest check. Again, I printed out some words, put some lace, some book page, and the same thing, the same treatment as I did the other. Nothing in that pocket, but we can put this in there so you can see it forms a pocket. Whoops, upside down. There you go. So there's a pocket. And then I also made this image is printed on Red River photo mat, and it's canvas. Prints beautifully. So there's some card, a real light card that you can journal in. And then we'll put that back in there. Get some stamping, make sure I'm in frame. There's some graph paper on one side and lined on the other. Here's a vellum page that I printed from the kit, a doily from Laura's shop. And then here, created a pocket using a Martha Stewart punch. There's a card from the kit, or it's something I think it was the inside of an envelope that I cut and made bigger, or printed and made bigger. There's a beautiful tag from the kit with fibers from Laura's shop. And I don't know if I said the guest check and this were from Laura's shop. There's some more tea-dyed papers. This is from a ledger book, a vintage ledger book that I found at a thrift store, and I thought, well, this is a cool way to use some of the little divider tabs. There's a pocket. Inside, this has got Wink of Stella on it too. There's a weekly time record from Laura's shop. So there's places to journal in there. And there's a vellum envelope, and I used a page from the kit to create the envelope. And here's some more handiwork I did. I haven't done embroidery for years, so it's not perfect, but it was fun to try. It's on some heavy-duty cardstock, and then I put a book page that was already aged like that. I did do a little bit of inking on the edges, some lace, I sewed on a button, and I did a little flower. So that's in here. Go in, okay. This hearts on a string. And then in this side pocket, I made a little booklet filled with tea-dyed papers of various sorts. And this is some paper that I ordered from Amazon. It's gorgeous paper that you could use in an art journal kit or whatever, but I thought it was going to be bigger, so I got a lot smaller than I thought. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I'll put them in here for extra journaling space. You could even put some ribbon through there. I didn't think of it till just this minute, but I did do it on this end, on the end of that index card. I did put lots of tea-dyed paper in this one, if I didn't say it already. Okay, here's a side pocket. I put in a medium size, well, kind of a small size glassine bag. And there's some tea-dyed cardstock that I printed from the kit with fibers from Laura's shop. And over here is a little bitty tag from Laura's shop. I love these little guys. It says adore, and I put some flowers that are from the kit that I fussy cut out with some book pages. And that's in this little envelope. There's a little mini here. And then there's another little tiny vellum envelope, and it's got some tea-dyed papers in it. So I probably won't open up any more of them, but just show you where they are and what they are. Okay, and there's another bulb pin that has a butterfly. There's the other side of that doily from Laura's shop, and the other side of that beautiful page from Nectar's kit that's printed on vellum. There's the other side of that graph and lined paper. It says Vintage Finds. When I did the swap with Anna, she sent me some wallpaper samples, and I cannot get my hands on them in my area. So I sewed it around the edges, created a pocket, and then I put a tag, it's a manila tag, and it's an image I printed out on Red River paper, and it says Contentment. So it's a pocket that holds a large tag, and it's just put on, and there's some stenciling, and it's put on with a paper clip. This is some beautiful crinkled seam binding from Laura's shop, and I put, this is parchment paper, and I put a poem about Little Cottage. There's the other side of the Edith Holden. There's another side spot, and in it, this is printed on, excuse me, printed on fabric, again, cotton fabric. It says Lovely, and it's on some lighter weight cardstock, so it's not real thick, and so you could do any number of things with it that you want to do. But there's some lace on the bottom, and here's another image from the kit. And I must say, like, this image right here is from volume 1 of Nectar's kit, but I just wanted more cottages in this, so I snagged a few from over there. This is in, I think this is in the new kit, but I'm not positive. But there's a lot of beautiful images. Lots of lace, still lots of sewing, some stamping. Here's a belly band with a really large piece of cardstock, no, this is 67-pound Nina. Anyway, so there goes that. This is all fussy cut out from one of the pages of the kit. Over here, and this is the end of the first signature, the beginning of the second, there's a pocket I created with some fabric that I purchased from Chris in the UK, Chris Rollins. It's beautifully embroidered, so I thought it went well with what I'd done in the kit, and I added this lace here. Inside is another image, and I backed it with some vintage ledger. It's like index card, and this is Red River. And then this is a large piece of cardstock, 110-pound cardstock for journaling. And there's some polka dots and some grid. Here's an Edith Holden. And here's a page from the kit. The kit is just beautiful, like I said. See the church and stuff. This is a flip, or whatever you call this. What did I hear Shar call it? A tip out, or tip, I don't know. Anyway, it's a flip up of fabric. It's all embroidered, and it's got some gathered, and it's got some little trim on the edge, so that you can journal under there. Here's a sack from Laura's shop, and there's another image of a cottage. I believe that's from the first kit. Here's a card I made of a vintage woman out walking in her garden. And it's just a card that you can journal in. And also in the pocket is, oh, I showed you that already. Duh. Anyway, got some beautiful lace here. There's a ledger sheet, all tea-dyed. There's a poem about the roses. Here's another pocket I made from some of the wallpaper samples that were sent to me by Anna. And inside there's this little card. And behind it since I made a pocket there, you can see there's some stenciling. Here's another one of the fabric covered cards, and it says vintage with some lace. And then there's a large piece of, you could call it a card or a tag, whatever you want. And that just slides back in there. Here's the other side of that beautiful vintage piece of it's late. Vellum from the kit that I printed on, the vellum. There's a page from the kit. Isn't that beautiful? I love the roses she used in this kit. I love these stripes too, so I used them quite a bit. There's one of the, that's the lined paper she gives you. Here's a tag from the kit that I made a lot bigger. Here's another card that you can journal in. There's a telephone, a long distance call, so this is vintage. Here's the center of the second signature. There's a leaf on this bulb pen. Here, there's a large tag with some stamping on it. And then this card. I had just inked put ink into, or refilled the ink pad, and it was heavy, but I kind of liked it, so I left it in. Hearts on a string in the center of this signature. I did a lot of fussy cutting here. And this is a page from the kit. And in this pocket, there's another large card. There's a vellum envelope. Isn't that beautiful? And inside of it is this little paper that's from the kit that's tea-dyed. There is, I put both of them in here, looks like. There's another piece from the kit that's tea-dyed. And, gosh, get in there. Here. Maybe. Okay, and then this little card that I made. It's on cardstock, pretty heavy duty. There's a piece of a book page, and I did a little flower and frayed the edges. Put some vintage lace down here and some vintage buttons. And I put lots of lace on the edges if you haven't noticed. There's the other side of that phone journal page. Here's another page from the kit. And inside this pocket that I created, there's one of the jars. This one is from volume 1 of Cottage Lane, but I wanted 2, so there you go. Here's another image that I took and printed on red ribbon. Little stop there. So there's the other side of the page that I just shared with you. Beautiful, beautiful imagery. As usual with Nectaria. Look at that beautiful vellum page. Here's a little Rita Donnelly flip. I think that's who did this. And I put a doily, a half of a doily from Laura's shop, a ticket from Laura's shop, and then I punched this out with a Martha Stewart. And it's on some graph paper that has polka dots, so that was kind of cool. Inside there's a little card from the kit and a tiny tag from the kit. And then back here, yeah, it's one of those cards that I printed out on Red River and then backed so that it would be nice to write on. And then there's this, you certainly can write on the graph paper here and then on that side as well. And there's some stenciling back behind there. I've put this in my last journal that I did with volume 1 of this kit. And it's Quaint is the title of it, and it's a beautiful poem. I liked this, so I left it. Here's the other side of that bag. And in it is another one of the little booklets that let's see if I got it, yeah, this way. Little booklets I created. It's all tea-dyed. And then this is just a card from the kit that you can journal on. Whoops, it goes this way. There you go. And some pretty lace on the edge. I left this page blank, so you could write on one of the journal pages. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? I love how she does the graphic work here. It's the other side of an Edith Holden. Here's another of the wallpaper sample that I made into a pocket. Here's another tag I made. I used a die here, and there says beauty. So, and it just slides right back in there. The paper clip. And on this side is another pocket that I created with a die that I have. Here's part of a page that I made into a card. There's a tag. The end of the second signature, beginning of the third. Again, a pocket like the other one. There's a large card. Isn't that beautiful with that fireplace? And then here's another little card that I made. It says bliss. Got threads on it. It picks up threads easy, but anyway, it's got a little bit of lace, and there's some sheep out front of a thatched cottage. There's a beautiful page from the kit. And in it I made a pocket with Martha Stewart punch on the edge. And you have these cards. And this is the jar that was in the kit, in the second kit that I used. Well, and there's a little tag hiding back here. Isn't that cute? Used some baker's twine on it. And this is more of the ribbon from Laura's shop. Edith Holden. A poem about cottages, little houses. The other side of that beautiful vellum sheet. A doily from Laura's shop. Here's another flower charm. There's that beautiful cottage. Okay, in this pocket that I did again with that stencil, that die that I love, we got a little tiny tag, little cottage. Excuse me, gosh, I'm having a hard time tonight. I took this from one of the pages, and here's some more of that awesome paper. It's great to journal on, or draw, or paint, or whatever you want to do with it. Put photos on it. There's daily planner, and I stamped there, did some stenciling there. Here's a pocket in the center of the third signature in the pocket. This is a envelope from the kit, and in it is a tag from the kit, or a card from the kit. So that goes in there, and there's this card. And the little tag. There's some hearts on a string. Here's a belly band that I created from one of the pages. There's the other side of that cottage that was over here, the large card. And here's a booklet that I created. It's also a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I can't find it, but yeah, there you go. Lots of nice crispy paper in this one. And the others. I like that one piece that came out so nice. It was a large piece, and it wasn't thin until I did the tea dyeing, and it was thin. Here's the other side of that. Here's an uptuck that I created from one of the pages by just doing some fussy cutting, and a couple of cards in there. There's a pretty, that's that same image, but this is on the kit, and this is printed on Red River, and it's tea dyed. And there's the other side of that doily. There's the beautiful vellum page. Did some stamping here, and it's on a vintage ledger sheet that I've had for many years. This came out of my own stash. Here's a side pocket that has 2 little envelopes in it. This one is one from Laura's shop, and you can see I did some layering here. And you open it up. Let's see what's inside, because I don't remember. Oh, it's one of the cards from the kit. Yep. from this beautiful kit. I love the colors, Nectaria. Sorry, it's late and I'm really tired. Here's another one of those envelopes that has tea-dyed paper in it. And in the back, I'll just stick it down here, there is this envelope, which is from Laura's shop, this little glassine envelope. I love these things. There's another one of the littler vellum pockets or envelopes. Here's a card that I made. And back behind it, get in there. Fumble fingers. Is this tag from the kit. And there is room back behind her if you want to put some paper or another tag or a card, whatever you want to do. It won't go in there. There we go. So it's wide. It's a wide one. So you have lots of room for anything in there, and it's deep. Edith Holden. Okay, this is another one of the Rita Donnelly flips on the same kind of paper. I put a ticket from Laura's shop, and this is a doily from Laura's shop. And then this is an appliqued, or embroidered, I guess, heart on some lace. And this front pocket is a little card and a little tiny tag. Back here, some more of those. There's a Tiffany stamp. And I, of course, used a Martha Stewart punch on this. Okay, at the back here is a large card. And this flips open. And in here is another one of my little cards I made with the embroidery and vintage lace and a vintage button. And it just folds back in there and closes up. Handmade for you by me. This journal, you will find all the information underneath the video and on my website. It is available on my website. The link will be below. Thanks again to Nectaria for asking me to do this kit. Her link will be below to this kit. Thank you to Laura for allowing me to use some of her beautiful products from her shop. Her link will be down below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this lengthy video. If you've stayed to the end, you get a thumbs up. Now have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.